Oh, hi there. So I'm just having a look at our wide variety of Cornus. As you can see, they actually expand all the way up this whole length of the polytunnel. We've got so many varieties in at the moment, and for good reason. They are an absolutely beautiful tree to have in the garden. These ones here are the Cornus of Florida. They don't look like much at the moment because obviously it's winter. We just entered into February, so they're deciduous trees. They haven't come into leaf yet, but they are certainly budding. But you can see that they are nice plants. They've got a really good shape. They're nice and strong. They're well branched. So they're really going to, once planted, grow into a magnificent tree if you've got that lovely deep humus-rich soil, which is what they thrive in. And they are characterised by their big bracts, white, dark pink, some white fading into dark pink, some sort of like a limey green and yellow. Some of them, like the Cornus couzes, have a very characteristic layering in the way that they grow. The Cornus controversa, the wedding cake tree, is also known for that, and that grows huge and wide, and it has very prominent steps in the way that it grows. Cornus cousa satomi, maybe you can just see from the picture here, has got that absolutely beautiful sort of bract which covers the whole of the tree, so they really do stand out. Then we've got ones like the Cornus cousa chinensis, then the Cornus cousa chinensis China Girl, Milky Way, Wolf Eyes, which has a variegated leaf when in leaf. And then we move on to the Cornus mass, which produce wonderful edible fruits as well. I think you can make jam with them. One of my favourites is the aurea. So when we come back and film in the spring, when the leaf first comes out, it is the most brightest, freshest yellow, and it's really uplifting. Over here, onto my right, we have our tree lines. They've recently been reorganised, so if you are visiting the nursery, you can see that we've got labels at the end of each row to give you an idea of what's actually in the row, so it makes it a little bit easier finding stuff. And we've got lots of plants like the Malus, Liriodendrons, liquid amber, Crataegus, Clerodendrons, Catalpa, Cercis, a personal favourite. And then we've got many different varieties of Betula. And these are plants that we can box up very carefully and send anywhere in the country. And many different types of acers. And then if we go into our tunnel number 6 while we're here, we'll go past these wonderful Trachycarpus fortunii, and we can go into what was traditionally plants from New Zealand and Australia, but now it's become a little bit more mixed up because we're overwintering some plants in here, like the euonymus, which tend to get a little bit waterlogged in our Cornish winters when they're kept in a pot. And we have more tender things like the Dicksonia antarctica, really small ones, but we do get much bigger ones in about a month's time. The beautiful and delicate Coronillas, the wiry Carokias with their interesting silver stems, which are crinkled, technical term. And our late flowering Clethras. Some of them smell rich and spicy. There's one called Vanilla Spice. And then we've got the classic Australian grevilleas. So full sun, free draining, sandy, ideal on top of like a stone wall or something, and it will cascade down and produce those interesting pink flowers for you. Loropetalums. These are an interesting little plant. They keep their leaf, they're burgundy, and they produce really interesting dark pink flowers which aren't too dissimilar from the Hamamelis flower, if you can imagine that. And then we have the bizarre Pseudopanax crassifolius, the lancewood. You've got quite good sizes of these in at the moment, but they're just so unusual. But again, quite striking to have in a woodland garden, or just to have as a feature. And of course, the many different varieties of the acacia, all recently potted on, all recently fed, all ready to go for a lovely growing season.